Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. Catching me on a walk today because I'm going to pick up food because we've been, this month, truly awful at getting groceries and things from being sick and from recovering from really busy Novembers. Is that necessary? Happy Sunday. Yesterday's video was super short because we just needed a really chill day and we watched a lot of hockey. Today we got another hockey game to watch. We already started doing some house chores and we took out the recycle and we took out the luggage that we needed to throw away for a really long time that was just sitting in our closets. And it's almost 2 and you can't see North Van because it's not raining hard, but it is Vancouver misting all over. I couldn't resist stopping to see a couple more of these because they're so pretty. Love her little horns, that's so fun. Actually, they're not little, they're absolutely massive. Contrast between this and the like queen over there with her wreath. These two are doing like a photo shoot in front of it, so I keep capturing the end of people trying to take the entire display. But yeah. And beautiful Christmas tree. So my hockey game is on. I'm starting to watch it right now. I'm gonna go pick up Pottery and I think I'm also gonna go to Sephora because actually I noticed that I have 2 gift cards. This is like either $75 or $100. It's getting so foggy. It's kind of awesome. Ooh. Oh, it got so ugly. Oh my goodness. This one's pretty. Didn't cover a lot of the bottom though. A lot of my stuff is done. Oh, this ended up really sharp and chipped. That was interesting. Sorry. Success. I think I got almost all of my pieces, so let's do a little Sephora quick run and then look at the pieces. Okay. This is awesome. Let's talk about them. And as I'm looking right here right now, I'm realizing that I am missing one thing. Maybe more, but there's one distinct thing I remember making, which was another bowl that had a wider thing. And if you go back to Monday's video for the pottery collection stuff, I showed a thing that like wouldn't dry that I think is going to turn out closer to this color. So I'm excited to see what that one looks like, but I missed it today entirely. I might look back through the footage and actually see it because I wasn't thinking about it. I just recognized these things and just grabbed them right away. And then there were a bunch of people coming in, so I just didn't get a chance to look through them more, but I picked up 7 of my pieces today, which is really cool, which means I did make 10. I was going back and forth, but I had these I just picked up, the one I forgot, or 2, and the 2 bowls that I've already got. So they got everything else in the kiln. Okay, so let's talk about them. This is the bowl that I thought I had originally lost, and I was very confused by why it disappeared, but I was in a very stressful week of my life and I didn't really understand what had happened to it, but I found it nonetheless. This one glazed beautifully on the day, and then the second I sat it down, it all just started to run, which is kind of what we see right here. But honestly, not too upset about it. I think it kind of came together pretty well. The inside is just pretty meh, but I really was hoping that the colors would blend more, but all in all, not too disappointed. My fingerprints around the edges here didn't really mess it up as much as I was worried about, but there is a little bit left off of this bottom part here, which I'm not a huge fan of because I it is sealed, I know that, and I know it's like food safe now after it's been glazed and whatever, but I still didn't like that the consistency here was different. But this was the best bowl I had made. It had the best base, it had the best foot, it was the most centered piece that I think I made. So all in all, probably my favorite bowl. Not my favorite about how it turned out. I would have liked it more, I think, if it had turned out like this one, just because I think this one had a deeper blue in it, and this one I mixed it with the white a bunch, but even still, like, it didn't really stick much, so I don't think I actually you know, mixed the glaze enough, because it settled probably and I got some inconsistent glazing here. But still really proud of the first two I got, and there might be some of the best pieces I've made. My first and most sentimental piece is the one that I made the first day, and it was the first thing I made solo that I was very excited about, and it was super random, but I had figured out not how to center, but how to like raise it a little bit, but I didn't do any of the coning or any of it correctly, so it turned out into this hourglass shape, but I had tested a bunch of tools and was really happy, so it just looked like this random little cup, but it turned out pretty good. It's got some sharp edges here, and it shrunk significantly, but not a bad first foot that I figured out how to do. It was kind of relatively centered when I was doing this part, so I was excited about that. And the colors didn't turn out too bad. It was like a nice light color, which, as you can tell from the rest of the things other than this one, most of the stuff ended up being very dark blue, navy, and glossy, whereas this one I went with the lighter turquoise color, and I really do like how it turned out, because it was my first thing. This will forever be the first thing I made by myself. These two were the first couple things I had made where I started figuring out how to lift the edges and have symmetrical circles, not dissimilar to the bowls that I've made already, but this is when I was trying for a bit more height. So these I actually apparently glazed in a very, very similar way. This one though on the outside ended up a little bit off, which I think, it's because I put stony white inside, which was one of the colors that required a different kiln temperature, so I think that's what changed the outside from looking like a nice glossy this, turned it a bit more flat like this. But this was the best internal glazing I had done with this pretty white color, and I had done a really good job of like turning it, not having any doubled up parts. Same with this one, I did a really good job of dumping the glaze inside, rotating it and dumping it out very, very well, and then kind of just dipping and going around the outside with, I think in the video I was doing this one like this, and I dipped it in very well in the glazing process, so happy with that. And the foots on these also pretty cool, because this was the one that I got a lot of attention for, because I created like this indent and then the foot started underneath it, whereas the rest of them kind of just like go down into the foot and then just have like the circle. So I was really stoked about the fact that I left enough at the bottom to be able to make it like this. And this is just such a nice little cup, and it's got like ridges in it from imperfections, but imperfections all around, so it's kind of easier to hold like this. So I really do like this one, and I just like the white inside. Another one, yeah, I'm just liking this one and how the glaze dripped, because I'm pretty sure I dipped only half of this one, and you can really like see how much it went down into the rest of the clay. All right, so this one was my ugly one that fell off of the wheel when I was trying to make the foot, so I truly gave up on making a foot because it flew off my wheel. I was so fed up with this piece on like the 21st when I was trying to make the foot that I just decided this is going to be a random pencil cup because it's already very uneven, even though it's actually not that bad. But yeah, this was a quick like into two different colors of clay. So turned out really pretty. I like it. It's fine. Just ignore the bottom. And last but not least, my little cups that have the handles on them. These turned out really, really fun in the moment. I don't like how dark this one ended up. I wish the entire outside could have ended up closer to this color, because I think that I just went too dark. This looks like I glazed it in black almost, and I didn't do that. So I'm wondering if I accidentally did the inside as a white color. Like I meant to do it as like this white color, but I actually did it as this color, and then they glazed it at the wrong temperature to make it this pattern. So I'm not really sure about this, but it looks like the color on the outside is like very aggressively dark, as opposed to like a navy blue that I was trying to make it. It kind of looks like a black. So very proud though. This is like the first handle piece that I made that I was really excited about, even though the entire mug is very, very asymmetrical. I do like that I made a very nice half heart handle here that I really, really like, and was just a good shape for the mug itself. Whereas this one, the handle kind of goes down, it's a little too narrow for 2 fingers, and it's quite big compared to the cup, but I still do really like it because it can still be comfortably held. I don't like it when the handles are too small, so for me, better too big than too small. It did start to droop a little bit because I did have it slightly higher, but that's okay. And this was the mystery glaze, so it showed up brown, and I was actually wiping this one in the B-roll from the footage on the 27th or 8th when we were glazing. So this one, oh my god, I have a nail indent in it too for my finger. But yeah, this one I was able to put a reasonable foot on, and the mystery color actually ended up basically being a brown and a blue. And the inside I actually went just like full black, which I didn't know how I was going to feel about, and I kind of wish I'd mixed some white into after I'd left, but I actually don't mind how it looks right now because it's a very small one. And the pattern inside ended up getting a little, I can't tell if you can see, but it kind of looks a bit like you can see bubbles, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, here are my things. I can't believe I've finished and I've collected basically all of my things. That's really exciting. And I have that one other one that I'll pick up or I'll go look for in a few days before the end of December. But yeah, like here are my belongings. I wonder what Tommy's gonna think. I want to know what his favorite thing is gonna be. I'm genuinely curious about what he is going to see and be like, that's awesome. Or if he's just like, yeah, it looks like you did pottery for the first time. Oh gosh. Oh, this one's a wibbly wobbly. Game's going well. It looks like we're gonna win back-to-back days. There's a minute 15 left and we're up by 2. I'm gonna try and make something because I just came across a bunch of different Instagram like food things. So I'm gonna like try to cook something with some rice, and then Tommy's gonna make a little bit of steak. Look how cute. It doesn't look like much, but it actually turned out very good. I used the pieces of onion that I found that were good, and the rice ended up cooking for longer, so it's a bit soft, but at least it's cooked, because no undercooked rice in this house. So broccoli was delicious as well. So I'll try and figure out a way to make the rice. I only had beef broth, and I didn't have chicken broth, so I think chicken stock or chicken broth would have tasted better with the rice, but otherwise, still really yummy. Evening breakfast run. Eating a muffin. Muffin. Scone for Tommy, cheesecake for both of us, 13 cookies for the next few days.